everyone, welcome to the PrepZone Podcast. I'm your host, Estevao Divino, and I'm delighted to have you with me today, the captains of the softball team, Staples softball team. I have Sadie, Vincini, and I have Carley, McGarry. How you guys doing?
We're good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. So excited to have you guys here. Thanks so much for accepting the invitation to be on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. So you guys are one game deep into the season as we record this. So we start with you, Sadie. Talk about how has preseason and the first game and the season been so far.
I think we've had a lot of improvement from preseason to now. We've lost a lot of seniors last year, but we've gotten a lot of new talent coming up, which has helped us a lot. And I think from preseason, when we had our practices and games to our first game, we grew a lot as a team in our connection, which has helped us a lot to be successful so far.
That's awesome. Carley, what has been your take about, all the underclassmen that are coming in? And as you as a senior, how do you guys, do that to help you in the season?
Oh, it's amazing. They're all fantastic. And as Sadie said, we did lose a lot of seniors and a lot of good seniors. So it's really important that we support them, and they help us a lot. So
sure. I mean, it's right. You need a deep squad. Right? I mean, it's a long season. Sometimes you guys go 2-3 games a week, so it's going to be a lot happen. So, how was last year for you guys? I know it wasn't the best, but what was the biggest takeaway from everything that happened last year for you, Sadie?
I think the biggest takeaway was the team environment, because in the beginning of the year when we struggled more, we weren't really playing as a team. We were kind of playing individually, but as the season went on, we grew more of a team connection, and that is what led us to, or I believe that's what helped us become more successful towards the end of the season. So my biggest takeaway that I'm going to try and continue into this season is just building that team bonding connection to help us be more successful this year than in the past.
It's about when you step out on the diamond, somebody's got your back, right?
Exactly,
Is that feeling, right?
Exactly.
So Carley, for you, what was last year like, and what's your biggest takeaway?
Very similarly, I think it was just as we went throughout the season, the support was increased a lot, which was kind of because we hung out more as a team outside of just practice.
Yeah.
So we were able to foster more of a supportive environment. So yeah, I guess.
So any cool stories you can share off the field from last year?
We had a lot of good pasta dinners.
Oh yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah, we did one I believe almost every week, which was really fun, and we went out to dinner sometimes. So I think just being able to see each other out of softball helped us a lot.
Yeah, builds that bond, right? I mean,
Exactly.
Is that kind of the same thing you experienced last year too?
Yes, very much so. Even at pasta dinners, we stayed for 2 hours, which doesn't normally happen. I also play.
Right. I thought it was a 45-minute window there. What happened, right? Yeah.
So,
but that's good, right? It shows that
amazing.
you guys are hanging out and it's going beyond, right? So now, Carley, as you look to this season, what are the expectations? I mean, as you talk, what are your expectations for this season?
I'm hoping that we'll be a little bit better than last year, just record-wise, and I'm expecting that there will be teams that we probably won't be able to beat, but we'll try our hardest, and I'm not expecting to win every single game, but as long as we're not making mistakes constantly and we're learning from those mistakes, I think.
Yeah, I always feel like baseball and softball is very different because you guys play so many games, right? Think about the professionals. Even someone who wins 100 games still loses 60 games,
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's still a lot. How about you, for Sadie? What in your view? What's your expectations for this year?
Very similar to what Carley said. I am expecting to do better than last year. I think that if everybody on the team puts their best game forward and we all support each other, that we will be more successful. So as Carley said, I'm expecting to lose to some teams just because our conference is very challenging.
It's the FCAC, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the FCAC. Every sport's like that.
But I think that we'll be able to put up good fights against a lot of teams and come out successful.
So you talk about teams. What is what do you view as the top teams in the conference, and who's going to give you the biggest challenges? Ludlow.
Ludlow. And also Norwalk has a great pitcher who we're facing this week.
In Ridgefield.
Ridgefield. So there are teams that have great pitchers that we need to.
And I was looking, as I was doing some research for this. I mean, I looked at the past champions for the state. FCX like being dominated for the. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you got to go back between 8 to 10 years before anybody outside the FCX has won it.
In St.
So
Joe's.
Right, it goes to show you, right? I mean, how tough the division guys play in. So, as you face those teams, talk about what are your team strengths this year. Start with Carley. What you feel like is going to be the team strengths that you guys have this year, and as opposed to what things you're going to have to work on?
I think we need to take advantage on offense, and I think we can't always control where they're going to hit the ball, but as long as we keep our heads up and don't get down if we do make a mistake or if they are winning by a lot, just to keep like fighting and also try and just hit because it's the best we can do.
The offense, right? How about you, Sadie? What do you feel like in your view with the team strengths this year?
I think for team strengths, I think our defense is pretty solid so far. We've been doing really well with that. Like Carley said, we just need to work on our offense and take more advantage on that because we've had a lot of opportunities in our past like scrimmages and games that we haven't really taken upon that, but we've been working on it a lot, so I see us improving on that in the future.
Yeah, I think you kind of want to be playing your best ball towards the end of the season, right? Like it looks like from last year, the guys were saying like you started off a little rough, but it got better.
Yes.
And it's still cold out. It's hard to hit, right? I mean, that ball doesn't feel that great on the hand, right? I mean, play some of it so we kind of know. So if you guys look, what would you feel would be a successful season for you, Sadie, if we sit back here in June after it's all said and done?
A successful season to me, I would like to make states at least. Like, even last year we only made states, we didn't make FCAC, and I would still, even though we had a losing record, I would still call that a successful season.
Agree.
Because every single person improved on their softball abilities. So even just that in general, I would call a successful season as long as everybody learns better about the game and improves on their abilities for the next year. But my goal for now is to make states.
All right. How about you, Carley?
Very similarly, I hope we do well and we make it to states, but also I would call it a success if everyone like gets along and we have like a good environment that we'll be able to carry on to the next year where there's no like drama or anything, just like and everyone likes each other.
It's easier said than done, right? Because it's like you take all individuals from all different walks of life, different backgrounds, and they're all coming together for a common goal. So it's really a cool goal to have. Now, as you prepare here, and let's talk about someone who doesn't follow softball so much, right? What does a season look like? How many games you guys play a week? I know that you guys play a week, but talk about how all that goes and how does the season go for you. So, Sadie, start with you.
Yeah, so normally we have 3 games a week on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we practice Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Wow, it's every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
except for Sunday.
Except for Sundays.
But it does look like you guys had some practice today.
We did have practice.
That's right. Because we're recording on Sunday for the audience benefit. Yeah.
Yeah, we had off yesterday, so we had our practice today. And then we normally play around like 20-ish games a season.
Okay, it's a big schedule.
Yeah, big schedule.
What's the toughest thing about the schedule, Carly? I mean, is it just a sheer of games or like, back-to-backs? What do you guys feel?
It's hard to, you only have one practice between each game, so it's hard if you want to improve on something from the past game. It's hard to get the time to truly hone in on that one thing and, try and get better at that.
I always feel like that's the positive and the negative with baseball and softball. It's like you guys are always playing, so it's like, you move on really quick from a loss, but at the same time, you can't really work on your shortcomings, right?
Yeah.
You just got to move on, pick it up, and go, right? I'll address this to you, Carly. As you look back on your 4 years playing here, what has been is there something to stick your mind, a game or an outside the field event? Is there something that when you look at your 4-year career, you're like, man, this was like a cool moment? It could be more than one.
Well, my freshman year, we made it pretty far in states, I'm pretty sure it was states. It might have been FCX, but we made it to quarterfinals. So that was, and we were not
supposed to be there.
Supposed to do that necessarily. So we were in the underdog position, which was pretty cool. And as a freshman, I got to play, and it was fun.
It's fun. So as a freshman, you were already playing?
Yeah, I was playing third.
Third,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's not an easy position to play. Again, a lot of quick kids. About how about with you, Sadie? What's been like maybe a memory that sticks with you through your 3-year career now since your junior year?
I think I think a moment that stuck with me was definitely from last season. It was one of like our final practices where it was one of our final practices where we just like it was kind of like a final goodbye for all of like the seniors, and it was just a good moment because I was able to like take in like that season because I really enjoyed it and want to like take in that season and like continue it to the next.
Yeah.
And it just like it was just a good way to end it.
Aren't you guys amazing how fast seasons go by?
So
right.
fast.
It's like
yeah.
as we as we're doing like prep zone and I'm covering. It's like, yeah, I'm always anxious for it to start, and then it starts and it moves by so fast. Next thing you know, like it's over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. I mean, I think you believe your last game. I mean, the state championship was June 6th, right? That's the date. So think about that. It's like it's 6 weeks away, right? I mean, season's gonna go by fast, so we gotta take a moment and enjoy it, right? I mean, it's really fun. Well, we're not done yet, but I definitely want to wish you guys so much luck this season. We're looking forward to being out there and covering you guys. I think it's gonna be a really positive season for you from what I've looked and like you guys talked about. But before we go, I do want to do some quick hits with you guys, all right? Some personal questions. Everyone gets to know you guys a little bit, all right? We have some fun with it. All right, we start here. Texting or calling?
I like texting.
Can I say FaceTiming?
Yes, I don't have that. I like that. FaceTiming. That's a
FaceTiming.
really good one. And that became big over COVID, right? I mean,
Mhm.
everyone's like, it was kind of your way of seeing people, right? So that's really cool. I like that. I was the first person who went to FaceTime. I like that, Carley. All right, TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
TikTok. All right, name one guilty pleasure song on your playlist.
Oh.
I have one.
Go for it.
Vienna by Billy
Oh,
Joel.
that's a good
That's
one.
That's a good one.
I like This Bar by Morgan Wallen.
There you go. All right. I don't know that song, but it sounds like it's good. What genres is that?
Country.
Country. I love country. Yeah. If somebody asks me, like, I have a lot of country songs on my playlist, and people are like, how do you listen to country? I said, I do. I love it.
So good.
And what was yours again?
The song?
Yeah.
Vienna by Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. All right, Billy Joel. Yeah, okay. What is the last series you binge watched? Suits. I love Suits. I did that
so
too.
good.
Oh, so good. And there's some new stuff coming out with Suits. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Suits LA or something like
Yeah,
that.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. How about Carly?
I think Gilmore Girls.
Gilmore Girls. Okay, is that on Netflix?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I remember like when I was, and that's not new. It's kind of old.
No, it's pretty old.
Because
Yeah.
I was a teenager when that was
Yeah.
around, so that's I'm like, I do remember that. You can see that I'm not a teenager anymore. Right. So salty or sweet?
I like salty.
I like sweet.
Sweet. All right. So if you like salty, pizza or sushi, what'd you go for?
Pizza.
Sweet.
Sushi. Oh.
Sushi. Cake or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. All right. If on vacation, beach or sightseeing?
Beach.
Beach.
Beach. Yeah, hang by the
Yeah.
beach. All right. What is the coolest thing in your room?
In my room. I have my first home run ball in my room.
Very cool. Carly.
I have like little things from like trips. So I have like a little sloth statue from Costa Rica, but I don't know if it's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
No, but it's interesting to say that because so my son does that too. Like everywhere we travel, he comes out with it doesn't matter, just
Yeah.
something to
Yeah.
remind you of that trip.
Yeah.
So as you're in your room, like, oh, I remember when I was there. I remember when I was there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. It doesn't have to be anything big, right? It can be just like a little thing that you bought like at a quote unquote dollar store, but it's still like something to
Yeah.
remind you of that. That's really cool. What is one thing you can't live without? We know family. Scratch family out. What's one thing you can't live without?
Oh, Carly, you want to go first on this one?
Oh god.
One thing I can't live without.
And I always scratch out family because everybody's gonna have family. Yeah, we know. But like, what's like, maybe I don't know, car, phone, something like that, music, whatever. What's one thing that you enjoy doing so much? You're like, man, I don't know if I could live without this.
Music.
On my phone.
Phone,
Right.
yeah, I get it a lot. Music.
Yeah, music.
Music's
I
a good
listen
one.
to music like every day, all day.
They say music's the dessert of life, right? Yeah, it's like. So, which superhero would you pick to be your best friend, and why?
Ooh.
Spider-Man.
Why?
He's just like like he's like a normal guy, but he just like has.
Can I tell you, like, I just,
Okay,
you know,
I
we just
agree with
recorded that,
that.
and then, like, somebody just said the exact same thing, and we
Really?
just had that answer a few minutes ago, like, Spider-Man is a normal guy. It's funny because, you know, people can relate. How about
I
you?
agree with that.
Yeah,
I would choose him too.
All right. So, what is the funniest or most interesting advice Coach Wally has given you?
Oh.
Something that can be quoted on air. That way.
Yeah.
The funniest.
Or most interesting, yeah.
He like constantly, or he jokes a lot, so he'll say like some like sarcastic remarks. Like he'll be like, catch the ball, or like, but like in a joking way.
Yeah.
Or he'll be like, I'm trying to
Quote
think.
him. I don't
like,
don't
a
remember any
quote.
distinct quotes.
No distinct
None, like,
quotes.
distinct
No.
quotes.
Well, like-
Just kind of the quote, the funny jokes.
I have like a story.
Yeah, please.
Well, last year, he used to have like Pepsis.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
Pepsi's like soda.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
And he just
Every
like,
game, yeah.
and one of the girls like jokingly asked like, "Can I have one?" He was like, "I'll bring it next week," and then he brought her like a case of Pepsis.
There you go.
But-
Sharing the wealth, right? I like that.
Yeah, I don't
But
do
that's fun. It's
quotes.
great that you guys have, like, you know, fun stuff around, and it's important,
Yeah.
right? To feel like it's relatable. That's
Yeah,
really
there
cool.
There was a one practice where we were doing like live pitching, and he comes out of the softball closet in full on catcher's gear.
like bright
like
red.
bright red full on catcher's gear. He was just like, we were all so like taken aback by it.
And he played. He just got
Yeah.
he played.
He played fully catching,
No one
threw the
knew.
ball everywhere.
That's so cool. That's a really
Yeah.
cool experience, right? So see, those are the kind of things that stick with you, right? That's
Yeah.
really, really cool. All right, and our last one here. If you could go back in time to 6th grade and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would tell myself like not to take everything so seriously.
Advice.
Like have especially at that age, like have more fun than being so real about everything.
Yeah, 'cause it goes by fast,
Yeah,
right?
it goes by really fast.
Right, Carley.
I would tell myself just to like calm down a bit. Not like just, I guess the same thing. Like it's not so serious. Like
Yeah, things
Before
work
you get-
out, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
things work out for the best. And before you get to high school, like take it down a notch. Like
They can,
Like-
yeah, we get that. Like people, it's like, you know, like be nice, be kind. It'll be just like you enjoy everything because
Yeah.
it's like, and it's easier said than done because we're in the moment. It feels so real and it feels so important. And then you look back, like, man, that meant nothing, right? I'm
Yeah,
so
right.
stressed about that, and that
Exactly.
meant like nothing, right? So
Exactly.
that's a really cool advice. Well, I mean, I was so happy to have you girls on the show. It was so great. I mean, I can't wait, you know, to see what happens this season. And like you guys said, you know, whatever happens, we're just gonna, you know, look at it as, you know, just as a growth season and everything that goes. But I mean, I have a good feeling that you guys are gonna do well this year. So it should be really fun to
Thank
watch.
you.
All
Thank
right.
you for
I
having
want to
me.
wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you so much for being on.
Yes, thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us.